Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
A very warm welcome in the fourth module of week 7 of the course Roadmap for Patent Creation, titled Procedure for Patent Filing, Forms and Fees. So, in this module we will concentrate on what are the different forms which are required when you think about the filing of a patent and how much that statutory fee is there when you decide on filing the patent. We have seen that there are fee stages, as when you are filing you have to give certain fee, statutory fee. When you are giving the request for examination, you have to give fees. And then there are so many, what we can say, if you want to do some other changes, and what we can say that you want to file some opposition. So, all these kinds of things are there. So, we will see how many forms are there, and according to that, for that particular form, what is the amount of that fee that you have to give as a statutory fee to the government. Okay. So, here we start. Now, this is mentioned in the when we think of the Patent Act. In the Patent Act, it is mentioned in Rule 7 that what are the fees we have to pay. First schedule of a Patent Act 1970, it contains a description relevant to the fees. Patent forms are mentioned under Rule 8. Okay. Now, this second schedule of a Patent Act, it contains a description of that relevant forms. Through the notification of 2014, the Government of India has added a third category of applicant as a small entities, which were earlier not mentioned. Every time what happened, as time goes, amendments will take place in the Act, and there will be change in maybe some or the other rules, some change in the fees will be there, some change in the, what we can say, the categories and all kind of thing. That changes may be there, and that will be notified. Now, when we are thinking of patent filing, we know that in India there are three categories which are considered. We will see the details of that, but this category of a small entities, which is added in a 2014. We will see what other categories are there when we will go through this module. Okay, then there were 27 forms were there, and then form 28 it was included and it was introduced to accompany this introduction of a small entity. Means whenever that amendment have done that, considering the small entity, at that time this form 28 is added. So, that kind of some, what we can say, the amendments whatever have done during the how that Patent Act evolves, just to give you glimpses we have included this thing. Now, moving further, in India, as already we have seen that there is a small entity. Now, what are the other three, what we can say, the categories which are considered in the when you are considering the filing of a patent, and what are that three categories are there. So, first category is a natural person, or it will be a startup, which is recently included again. Now, what is the difference that when we are seeing that there are three categories, what is the reason behind that thing? If you see the fee structure is different for these three categories. So, natural person and or startup is considered as a one category. Small entity, right, that small entity is considered as a second category. So, if that small entity, that is a micro, small, medium enterprises. Okay. So, MSME, if that MSME decides on filing the patent, they have a separate fee structure, right. So, this is a second category, and the third category is others. So, those who are not natural persons, those who are not coming under the category of startups, those who are not coming under the category of small entity, all this will be considered as others. right. So, these are the three main categories in the what we can say when we consider patent filing in India. Now, any proof is required that if you are a small entity, what proof is required? MSME registration, that whatever the certificate is there, obviously that certificate is mandatory, and that you have to give when you are filing the patent under small entity category. What about startup? Same thing. If you want to file a patent under startup category, you have to show the certificate that you are enrolled under startup. So, when we consider this specific categories, for natural person obviously you will not require anything to give, that obviously that there is no any specific what we can say the certificates and all that thing. But when you are claiming it is under small entity, when you are claiming it is under a startup category, then you have to give the relevant certificate supporting the application. Okay. So, these are the three categories. Now, what is the condition in USA? We will just compare how in India we are seeing that three categories are there. What are the categories in USA? In USA, if you file a patent, there are three categories again. So, there is a small entity, that is a one category, then micro entity, that is another category, and then the remaining, that is a normal, whatever others we are considering here, that category. So, these three categories are there in USA, and they have given a clear guidelines that okay, who comes under micro entity, who comes under small entity, and you have to give the financial proof accordingly when it should be considered under a micro entity. Because when you see the fee difference, you can observe that the fee difference is a major fee difference you can observe in these three categories, right. Obviously in India also and USA also, if you see. Now, we will see what this fee structure is, just to give you idea. We will see the details now, but here I am giving you the little bit idea about the fee structure. So, when you are filing a patent, right, normal filing, how much fee you have to give? The whatever the fee is 1750 when you are filing a individual, that is a category. Now, before going into details here, I just share here that here there are two modes of filing, that is online filing and physical filing. Now, this fee structure whatever you are seeing here, it is related to physical filing. If you consider a online filing, there is a what we can say the advantage, some perks we can say, that in online filing obviously this fee difference is there. So, for example, I can give you idea what is that difference is. If you are filing a patent in physically, that physical filing is there, fee is 1750, right. But if you do same thing online, the fee is 1600. So, there is a difference of 150 rupees when you consider online mode, and that physical mode you have to give 150 rupees extra, right. So, you can decide whether you want to go for physical filing or you want to go for a online filing. So, this is for individual. What about MSME? The same MSME, if you want to that MSME want to file a patent, they have to pay 4,400. So, patent application by startup and individual, it is just 1750. If it is a MSME, it is 4,400. What about others? Big organization, MNCs, this category they have to give fee, that is a 8,800. So, you can see the fee difference, almost it is going 1/4, what we can say 1:4 ratio is there, if you can observe, especially between the small entity and means it is going a doubling, what we can say, that difference is there. Now, means individual is filing only, it has to give just 1750, and the others they have to give 8,800 rupees, right. That same patent filing, but that fee structure, that difference is there. Okay. Now, physical filing and online filing, the difference is of 150 rupees, and that I have just noted, I have just shared this with you. If you are a continuous doing this patent filing thing, then always better you should have a digital signature, and better you should opt a online filing. But if you are filing some one patent in a year or something like that, then physical filing can be done. Now, again the important thing is that generally patent attorney, patent agent, it is expected that they should do a online filing, right. It is not expected that they should do a physical filing, right. So, because patent offices, right, they are they are moving towards making that office paperless. Everything is online. Okay. So, this is something about the administration which is there in the patent offices. Now, is there any limit of a pages when you are filing a patent? Yes. The limit is that if considering India, the limit is that it is expected that your patent document should be having maximum 30 pages. Now, if you say, okay, I have my invention is like, I can't describe my invention in that 30 pages, then if there are number of pages, if increase, what should be the thing? You have to give a extra fee for that. Now, how much extra fee you have to give? If you are an individual, you are giving 180 rupees per page or per sheet, right? If you are a small entity, you are giving a 440 rupees per page, and if you are a big organizations, MNCs, you have to give a 880 rupees per page beyond that 30. So, from 31st per page you have to give that extra amount. That is about the pages. What about claims? If you are thinking about a claims, whether there is a limit? Yes, for claims also there is a limit. What is that limit? You can have maximum 10 claims in the patent as a normal patent. So, 30 pages and 10 claims. Now, if you have extra claims, because there are patents having 1000 claims also. So, what will happen in that case? Beyond 10 claims, for every claim, that each a claim, it will cost, like if you are an individual, you have to give 350 rupees. If you are a MSME, you have to give 880 rupees, and if you are a corporate, you have to give 1750 rupees per claim. So, when you are drafting a patent, you can think about all this thing, that is a number of pages and number of claims. But obviously, if invention, for that particular invention, if it demands that increase in claim or increase in number of pages, obviously you can't compromise them, right? We have to take that, what we can say, you have to use that, and you have to give the description and claim part very clearly. Okay. So, this is the case in India. We will just compare it with the USA. What is the condition in USA? That 3 categories we have seen, right? Now, in USA, that difference is like a $300, that is that big corporates and all, then $150 and then $75, that is the difference in the fee. What about the pages? In India, we have seen that there are 30 page limits, that is a page limit is like a 30 pages. What about USA? In USA, 100 pages are considered as a normal thing, that whatever fees is mentioned, it will consider that 100 pages. Beyond that, that is a, if up to 50 pages, so 100 plus 50, up to that 50 pages, the condition that how much amount you have to pay, that the fee will change as a $400, $200 and a $100. So, if your patent is instead of 100 pages, it is a say 150 pages, and if you are an individual, then you have to pay $100 instead of a $75 as a statutory fee when you are filing your patent in USA. Okay. And what about claims? Claims in India, we have seen 10 claims is a normal limit, and in USA, what is the condition? 20 claims is considered as a normal, and beyond that you have to give payment like $100, $50 and $25. That is the what we can say you have to give if your claims are more than 20. What about Europe? When you are filing patent in Europe, European Union, what is the condition? Here you will not see any categorization. The fees, whatever is like in euros, right? So, you have to give fees 210 euros, right? Now, if you have that what we can say, the in India we have seen 30 pages limit, in Europe it is a 35 is the limit. If there is a extra sheet, then you have to give 15 euro per sheet, right? So, that is a case when you are filing patent in Europe, that is European Union. What about a claim? The thing is that if that 235 per claim you have to give for 15 to 50 claims, and then what we have to say that 585 for a next claims. So, up to 15 that is fine, it is included as a normal thing, but that 14, after that you have to give 235 for euros per claim, and after 50 if the number of claims is there, then it will be considered as a 585 for next claim, right. So, this is the what we can say, the in short it to give you idea about a fees. Now, what about the forms? We will see now the forms. Now, here if you see the forms, there are what we can say, the I have just mentioned here in the sheet, you can see that there are fee, then there is a form number and there is a title. Okay, so, that form number 1, it is for like a application for grant of a patent, and then we have also mentioned there under which a section that is considered. So, section 7 is there, and according to section 7 if you see, then there is a section 54 and then 135 that are related to form 1, and you have already seen that the fee is like a 1750, right. That is the case. Form 2, if you see form 2, what is this case? It is for provisional or complete specification filing, it is under section 10 and there is no fee, that is 1750 you have already given. Form 2 you are giving along with the form 1, you need not to give any extra fee for that. We have taken example of individual, so we have written here as a 1750, right. Now, then next is a form 3. Again it is a free because it is you are giving along with form 1. It gives a statement and undertaking under section 8, that undertaking you are giving under section 8 rule 12, right. Then next is like a form 4. What is this? For a request for extension of time. If you want to use that facility, you are filing it on that form 4, you are using it, and you have to pay 530 rupees per month extension, right. So, per month you have to, if you want say that 3 months extension, then 530 into 3, that much amount you have to pay, and it is according to section 53, 142 and rule 13, 80 and 130. Then if you want to file that form 5, that is a declaration of inventorship, you are using a form 5, it is again free, right. Then there is a form 6, what it is about? Claim or request regarding any change in a applicant for a patent section, for a patent, and sections involved are the 20, section number 20 is involved here, right. Then any fee is there? Yes, it is a 880 rupees, fine. Then form 7, form 8, you can just go through that thing, form 9, right. So, you just go through this thing, okay. Now, next what we will see now, that we will just go in a details of that. I have just given you the idea about the fees. Now, we will visit a patent office site, so that you will come to know that okay, where exactly that fee schedule is hosted on the patent office. So, you can just visit that, and whatever activity you want to do, you can just see what the fees is there. Also, we will see the forms, it is a schedule 2. So, that you can see that what is that form 2 is, what exactly is covered there. So, we will now visit a patent office site. Okay. Now, we have seen this site earlier also, and now just click on the administration, right, and then you can see here form and fees. Okay. So, here you can see here the first schedule is hosted here, that is a fees, right. Now, this fees part is here, and then you can see here that is a form 1 to 5, that is form 1 to, you can see here up to 30 that forms are hosted here. Now, we will just click on the form 1 and we will see what that form 1 is. So, here is a form 1. Now, here if you see the details in the form 1, you can see that this application number, filing date, all these details will be given by patent office. Now, here what information you will fill? Check here the type of application. So, you have to give the type, that is whether it is a ordinary, whether it is a conventional, whether it is a PCTA national phase. So, that details you will add there. The next is like a details of the applicant, that is a name of the applicant, what is a nationality of applicant, what is a country of residence, and then the whole what we can say the details of the address that you have to enter. Next is the category, whether you are filing it under natural person category or you are filing under small entity category, or you are using the next status, that is a others. So, whatever the category you are opting, that you will consider here. Then you have to give details of the inventor. Now, next, moving further, you can see that the further details which are there, that is a details about the inventor you are giving. Then after that you are giving details about the invention, that is a title of invention, and then you can just go through the what we can say the other details whatever are there, that service whatever the service address of that service is there, and then you can just note down. We have already said that the patent office is moving towards paperless, and so they are expecting you to give email ID, mobile phone, etc. And please note that you will give it you will give this details without fill. Okay. So, this email, then phone number, and all these details will be provided here, right. And then the further details, you can just go in further details whatever are there given in this form, and you can just fill the form accordingly. Now, here in the last page, what the important thing is that you have to sign that document. So, here important, that is a signature is a most important, that is a declaration by the applicant, that is the most important thing is there. Now, obviously on form 1 there is a signature of a inventor also. So, you can see here that the details are there and declaration of inventor is there, and declaration, that signature, date, that details of the inventor has to be given. If there are more than one inventor, that inventors will sign. If more than one applicant is there, more than one applicant will sign. But every inventor, whatever mentioned in that patent document, and whosoever is a applicant, everybody has to sign this form. Unless until the signatures of every inventor or a applicant is there, this form will not be considered as a complete form. So, this is a form 1. Now, we will just give you we will see 2 or 3 more forms, so that you can get the idea about what the other forms are there. So, we will go again on that list, and in the list you just see that if you want to file a opposition, right. So, we will just see the form 7, and this is the form 7 you can see, and you can just fill details whatever expected there. Okay. Then you can just go through the details, what are the forms, and that for which form has to be used. For example, if you want to do some changes, clerical changes are there, or amendments you have to do, then you are using a form 13, right. So, you can just go through and you can use these forms. Now, one more thing I would just highlight here, form 28 is there. If you are a small entity, you have to give this form 28 compulsory, without fail you have to give this form along with the patent application. Then form 26 is there, that is if you are giving authority to patent agent, then you have to give form 26, and this form 26 is to be given on a stamp paper, that is 100 rupees stamp paper. So, now you can visit this site, you can visit and check that different forms, what that forms are for that particular thing, and then you can get them. You can just download that form and use. Now, next thing is that is the fees. We have seen just now the fee structure. Now, we will see how the details of the fee structure are there. So, I will just click on the fees, and this fee details will be there available, and accordingly you can just choose whatever action you want to take related to patent. You can just check that what is that action you have to take. You just check down what is that form is, and you just see according to category, whether you are a natural person, whether you are a small entity, or you are in other category. You just check that thing and you can give fees accordingly. Now, here you note down that if you see this first part, that is a e-filing, right. If you are doing a online filing, the fee structure is that e-filing fee structure is there, and if you are doing a physical filing, that physical filing structure is given there. Okay. So, you can see these differences. Now, we will just see here that we have said that okay, the form 1 is there, you can see that form 1, then you can see that details, that is form 1 is for what exactly, that details are explained there, and then you can see the categories, which means according to categories how the fee structure is there, right. So, in this way now you can just browse through, you can just go through these details and you can just check down, okay, what are the different that the forms are there, and for that particular form what that fee structure is there, right. Just check this thing, you can take your time and you can go through this. One more thing I would like to mention here, that maintenance fee is one of the important thing, means when once a patent is granted, for after granting you have to give a maintenance fees. Now, here I will take your attention to that maintenance fee. You can see the difference in the maintenance fee which is given by individual, the maintenance fee it is given by MSME, and the maintenance fee which is given by the other. We will just check every year you have to give, we will see that example. Now, you can see here that maintenance, suppose we take an example of this, that is before the expiration of the 12th year in respect of the 13th year, if you are giving the fee, you just check the fees here. The individual have to give that fee amount is a 5,300, then MSME amount is 13,200, and if the organization MNC organization is there other than this, that is other than startup or individual or MSME, whosoever is there, that organizations, either academic institute or whatever the corporates are there, you can just see the difference. The fee is that the 26,400. Now, you can imagine that the difference in that fee which is given by individual and difference which is given by corporate, and you have to give fee for every year, right. So, you can just go through this details of fees, and it is available on the site. You know now where exactly you have to go. I will just show you how we have entered here. We have entered into the IP India site, and then we have clicked on this administration part, and then we click on this forms and fees, and there you have received the details about the forms and fees. Okay. Now, next, moving further, here you now received the idea about forms and fees. Okay. Now, we will see the procedural part. What exactly the procedural part is? We have just seen forms and fees. Now, we will see what is the procedural part. So, we have seen that okay, there are 1 to 30 forms are there, right, and we have seen the fee structure also, including the fee whatever given for the maintenance also we have noticed, right. Now, if you want to file a form, so many forms are there, which are the exactly necessary forms when you are filing that patent. So, form number 1, 2, 3, 5 and 26, if you are taking help of a patent attorney or patent agent is required, but when you are filing a patent, most important what we can say, it is a normal application is there, you will file, that is a form number 1, 2, 3, 5, and then you will give the requisite fee, right. That is, suppose you are an individual, you are giving a fee amount, that is a physical filing is there 1,750 rupees. Now, as if it is a complete specification, we have already suggested that better to give a request for examination along with this form, that complete specification filing only. So, in that case what you can give, that you can give that form 18 also, and obviously you have to give a form 9, although there is no separate fee for that publication, request for publication in a normal course, but you have to give that form, you have to submit that form, that is form number 9 for publication and form number 18 for examination, and obviously for examination you have to give that statutory fees you have to give, right. So, you are giving, that means you are submitting the forms like 1, 2, 3, 5, form number 9, form number 18, and then the form 26 if you are what we can say taking a help of a attorney or patent agent. On the stamp paper you are giving that authority to patent agent or a lawyer, that attorney, patent attorney. Okay. So, this form 13 is that if you want to change any address or the address or any other details, if you want to change, you can take help of 13. Now, you know the site, you know where the forms are hosted, if anything you want to amend in the application, you can just see which is that form, and then what is a fee relevant to that, because we have seen that okay, this fee for this form, we have just seen that thing, and then accordingly you can just follow the procedure. Okay, now moving further, now after going through this form and that fees, right, we have pretty well got idea about what is that forms are there, what are the fees are there, which is the site is there where you can get these forms and fees. We will just watch this video.
Okay. In today's session, we are going to discuss about how the conduct of the inventor or the applicant should be with the patent attorney. Most of the time when inventor or applicant is trying to identify who is the best attorney, or should I disclose something to him, should I not, there is always confusion going in his mind. But at the same time, I would like to point out very clearly that patent attorney is the architect or doctor to your patent applications. He closely see your inventions and then work out a proper patent strategy for you, and it becomes very important for you to disclose maximum to the patent attorney. So while discussing with you, he tried to identify how many inventive concepts your invention could have. So according to the patent law, only one patent concept should be included in one patent application. So it becomes relevant for him to identify how many inventive concepts your application would be having. Further, he would like to know what are your possible markets, where the technology is being developed, that means where the R&D is going, where the technology shall be engineered, that is where the product will be developed. Also, he will like to know where your competitors are lying. They may be within the country, they may be anywhere globally. These points are very important for him to identify where your patent application should be filed and how many patent applications should be filed. The part of the patent strategy is also about determining the right routes to your patent application. You need to be open about your financial situations and your go-to-market scenario. Accordingly, he needs to identify whether it is important to file the application as a portfolio, that is multiple applications covering each inventive concept separately, or only some inventive concepts together and some separately, or there could be a possibility that all of them in one patent application. Even though we are filing all of them in one patent applications or multiple inventive concept in one application, we need to divide them in a later phase by filing a lot of divisional patent applications. Another aspect is whether for filing internationally, should you choose a Paris Convention route or PCT route. PCT route has some advantages over Paris Convention route, but also have an additional cost to it. So for a patent attorney, it is also important to look through your strategies on the business side, so that he can decide a specific route for you. Also, it needs to be seen if there is any specific geography, your application should be expedited through any of the available mechanisms. So next important part is when we have discussed about the patent strategy, next important part which comes up is the invention disclosure. How you should disclose the invention. The invention can be disclosed in a form, or it can be disclosed during the inventor interview, or there is a possibility that it could be a mix of both things, that you first work out the invention disclosure form and then send it to the patent attorney then further request a inventor interview, so that he can get more clarifications on your invention. Generally, few things he asks for, and it's very important for you to disclose them to him. One of the thing is, what is the problem you are trying to solve. You have to elaborate over the problem. It could be a technical problem, or it could be a business problem, but you need to be elaborate about that problem. Then you have to identify whether that problem was solved by anyone previously, or you are the first time solving it. In case if you know that the problem was solved by somebody, then you need to identify how those have been solved and what are the disadvantages of the solutions. Then the movement is towards your solution. That means you need to first identify what was the unique element in your invention. Thereafter, you need to elaborate over the unique element, how this unique element has been incorporated in the solution, or how it is achieved in the solution. That means how, in short, is being incorporated in the solution. Further, you need to identify what were the specific advantages of your solution. Thereafter, it is also important to identify any alternatives which you would have identified to solve the problem. That is, you have already given your solution through a unique element, but there may be a possibility you would have identified that the problem could be solved in any other possible way or not. These all answers of questions are very important, and you need to be elaborate about it so that the patent attorney can bring out a well-defined patent application out of it. Thereafter, your patent attorney moves ahead and drafts the patent specification, and he will require your support for reviewing the patent application. More specifically, the description part. I would like to let you know that the patent claims are the functional part of the patent application, and you need to just help out your attorney to make it understood to you, and you should not move ahead and edit the patent claims, because if you try to put more efforts on editing the patent claims, probably it would be going to create a problem for your patent application, because your patent attorney may have elaborated a better scope for you, and if you try to edit it, probably you would be narrowing the application, and if you are narrowing down the scope of the application, it's not going to be good for the whole patent application. So it's very important for you to understand the scope of the claims, but you should not edit the claims in any way. So I want to sum up what and how the inventor or applicant should have a conduct. First of all, he should make the patent attorney aware about his business situation, including market, cash inflows, product movements, etc. Secondly, he should disclose the invention in completeness to the patent attorney. Thirdly, he should not edit the patent claims himself. That is going to be very fatal. That's all.
With this, we come to the end of this session, that is on forms and fees. See you in the next session. Thank you.